The following is a paid commercial. KCAU 9 does not recommend or endorse the use of any product or service mentioned.
The following is a paid promotional announcement for the Elements in Storm Lake. Well, it's been quite a year for the Elements, now in Ankeny and in Storm Lake, one of the premier design firms in the Midwest, along with a shopping destination from Ohio to Arizona and everything in between. And I'm here with Kathy Sorby, who's the owner and head designer with the Elements.
Good to
and
see
Kathy,
you.
It's been quite a year.
It's been quite a ride, but very, very exciting at both stores. And we're very busy, and we're ready for the holidays.
Well, we're going to talk about a couple of recent projects and find out what this tremendous design team at the Elements can do. So let's get started. Well, I'm trying to decide what I like best about this property, Kathy, because as you come down the driveway, it's just so pretty and the setting is amazing. The great yard, the outdoor living space, the old barn, the river, it's fabulous.
It is hard to beat. It's very, very picturesque. They moved an old home from town onto this property and then made some additions to it. So they had a vision, and it really worked.
Well, and I can see why they moved it here.
Exactly.
This is a special place, really is. And what an entrance! Not your typical foyer.
Not your typical foyer. It's a very large room. I think probably it was the living room of the original house. So that created some challenges to make it have a foyer feel. Mary did it by dividing it. She put a pretty traditional foyer table in the middle of the room, and then off to one side is the entry with a large, large bookcase, and on the other side is the seating area with some mid-century modern furniture, some contemporary furniture. It really worked. It just split it beautifully.
A little unexpected, but it seems to flow and it really works. Those big bookcases, that wall of bookcases, is kind of a focal point.
It is a focal point. Mary's one of our designers from the Storm Lake store. She has very good taste, a wonderful eye, but she's a collector too. And sometimes collections can be tricky because, a lot of times they're small, so it can become visual noise in many cases.
Cluttered.
Or clutter. But she showcased everything on the bookcase so beautifully. You can really stop and enjoy each shelf. It's so well done.
Well, and the mix comes into play here, and I know that's a big part of what you do, all of you designers, mixing styles and
exactly.
Textures and so on and so forth.
Exactly.
Here we have abstract art, we have antiques, we have Asian influence, we have Southwest, and it works.
Mary does the mix beautifully, and it is a very important part for us because it makes it personal. You can tell who lives there. It's very important.
Now, 5 doors in this big room.
That was a challenge. That's obviously because it was the center of the home before, and all of those doors lead to a certain part of the house. She played those doors down so beautifully by creating diversions in the rest of the room.
Right.
You don't even really notice that they're there.
I love these big mirrors.
The mirrors in the dining room. They do quite a job. There aren't any windows in the dining room, so each mirror is 5 foot by 7 foot. It's like turning on a light. It reflects light, it reflects movement. It absolutely makes the space so intimate and yet alive.
I can imagine a party in this home with people milling around. So many different focal points, admiring collections and
exactly.
Conversation starters.
We've had some wonderful times in her house. In the dining room, for example, the table is a custom-made table. It backs right up against an antique oak bench that she has cushions on, and the huge buffet holds all of her china and her serving pieces. It feels really good here.
When you go in the kitchen, there's something that I can't quite put my finger on, but it's different.
I think it's probably the fact that there are no upper cabinets. That was a design decision that was based solely on being able to view their property every day, every season, and it just is wonderful.
It'd be such a shame not to with what you see out these windows.
Exactly.
Yeah, Mother Nature's always been a part of what you and your designers do. And
it's like
inside and out.
Exactly. It's like bringing the outside in, and they enjoy that every day. They made some different uses on storage in the rest of the room. They have a great walk-in pantry and the peninsula, so it was very well planned, very functional. It's one of my favorite rooms in our house.
You don't really miss those added cabinets on top.
Not at all.
Well, you know, I know you like your work, you love your work, but it's obvious that you enjoyed working on this project.
She was a delight to work with, and you know, her vision is unmistakable.
And it's real, it's authentic.
Exactly.
And unpretentious.
Exactly. It's a wonderful home.
Celebrate the holidays in style, in comfort. Entertain with attitude. Deck the halls with the classics, or the unexpected. Or wrap up a present on everyone's list, a gift card from the Elements. Share the spirit of the holiday season with all of us at the Elements. The Elements, in Storm Lake and at Prairie Trail in Ankeny. We're anything but ordinary.
Kathy, we've talked about trust before, and you've had some clients who are willing to trust you even when they leave town and just totally turn things over to you and your crew. And that's the case here, but this wasn't the first time you worked with this person.
We worked with her one other time and remodeled her lake home when she was in Arizona. So that was so rewarding. I mean, she really gave us the green light, and we gutted her home and put it all back together, and then watched her when she came in the door. It was just wonderful. She just loved it.
What a compliment to be willing to give you that much freedom to do what you do.
Exactly. We were on the same page with her all the way, and it really showed in the end. It was great fun.
Now, this is more of a permanent residence, is it not?
Exactly. She is relocating back to Iowa permanently. Her grandkids are getting a little bit older. She wants to be there for the events and watch them grow up. And we actually were the general contractor for this home. We worked with her builders to design it, and it was really rewarding. She stayed in Arizona this time, and we did all the work while she was gone. So
what a compliment.
It works great.
What a compliment.
Works great.
Now, this isn't a large home, but pretty manageable.
Very manageable. It isn't large, but it's still an open concept home. It has 9-foot ceilings, but we put 8-foot doors all through the house. And it's such a change, I can't tell you. It just makes it more spacious, less restrictive. It feels richer. Lots of good things come from those tall doors. And the fact that we painted them black made them even more a standout. It was quite a contrast.
And yet not an overpowering contrast. It really feels comfortable.
I think
the black and the white.
Right. Black and white can be pretty sharp sometimes and a little hard on the eye. But we used really soft whites and soft blacks, and we trimmed the windows in black. Basically, everything else is white or shades of white in the furnishings. So it's very organic feeling, very clean, fresh, very, very spacious.
So as we said, it's not a large home, but it does have an open feeling about it. A lot of elbow room, and so many different textures.
Well, we used a lot of different textures because mainly the furnishings are just shades of each other. We used a lot of whites and soft grays. So we needed those textures to add dimension and detail. And one of the things that we were really happy to offer was the white furniture. And it's a sunbrella fabric, so you can clean it with bleach and water. It doesn't fade.
So don't need to be afraid of white.
Don't need to be afraid of white anymore. It's a wonderful look.
Area rugs.
All add.
Windows, we've already talked about fabrics.
Exactly, exactly. Lots of different fabrics, and the textures are really important because it gives a room dimension and a softness when you break up all those hard surfaces.
Now this room's being used as an office, spare room, computer room, whatever you might want to do with it, but there's something else that's pretty interesting.
She wanted an occasional office, so we used a writing desk that's easy to move, placed it right in the middle of the room so she can enjoy the view out the window. But she really looks forward to having her grandkids come, and when they come, she moves the desk, and the storage unit on the back wall is a Murphy bed.
Wow.
So that flips down, the side tables glide out, and it's absolutely the perfect space for guests.
What's cooler than a Murphy bed if you're a grandchild, right?
Exactly, exactly.
Talk about the master bedroom. What were your thoughts there?
This homeowner really loves white. So, and it was the same in her other house. So we did everything in her master in shades of white. Lots of different textures, so you get this spa feel. You get very spa-like, organic, very quiet, easy on the eye, peaceful. Slides right into the master bath, which we did the same thing with, all different shades of white. There's something very calming about it, and I think it's just exactly what she wanted.
And the guest bath in this home is something I think is just nothing short of spectacular. Talk about that.
It's one of our favorite rooms in this home. Again, black and white. We used white subway tile with a really skinny little black grout.
Elegant.
It's just like a 5-star hotel someplace in Europe. It's wonderful, sophisticated, timeless, fresh and clean. It's perfect.
I can imagine the crew that did this work is going to bring everybody they know in to see this. I want you to see something really cool.
We've had some copycats a few times.
Now, I hesitate to use the word basement for the lower level here, because this is not a basement in the way a lot of us Iowans think of basements. This is another area of living.
It absolutely is. She wanted a place for her grandkids to be able to go and play games and just be together. Sometimes they eat down there. We left the concrete floor, just polished it, so it's indestructible, absolutely. We've accented it with area rugs to warm it up. 2 great bookcases that will hold games or pieces of art or whatever she wants to showcase down there. It has a great exercise area that's separated from the rest of the house with a spa in it, and a treadmill. I mean, it does everything the upper level could do.
I want to talk about the sunroom too, because she came back from Arizona to do this, and she likes the sunshine, and we're going to give her some Iowa sunshine.
We made sure that the sunroom that we did off the dining area, it's absolutely perfect for her. It has its own heating system and cooling system so that the temperature stays exactly the same all year round. She loves to read out there. She likes to watch the seasons change now that she can.
Absolutely.
It's perfect.
Celebrate the holidays in style, in comfort. Entertain with attitude. Deck the halls with the classics, or the unexpected. Or wrap up a present on everyone's list, a gift card from the Elements. Share the spirit of the holiday season with all of us at the Elements. The Elements, in Storm Lake and at Prairie Trail in Ankeny. We're anything but ordinary.
Well, it's time to talk about Christmas, Kathy, and what a great tradition it is, and a great decorating tradition for so many people. And yet, I know, if I know you, that there will be a little fresh wrinkle to go with that tradition when it comes to decorating for Christmas.
Well, we try to come up with new ideas every year for the holidays. It's a very important time for a lot of people, entertaining and being with family and friends. And our design team has a way of making some of the traditional things look a little bit fresher, and we add some new things to old things, and we try to give it a new look every year.
Well, and that's what your team does best, is utilize what you have that you love, that you want to keep and incorporate into your decorating, and add a fresh wrinkle here and there, and it seems to work.
We do a lot of it, and we go to a lot of people's homes for Christmas every year and help them out, but come to the store. If you come to the store, we can give you ideas on Christmas trees, tabletop, anything that you have questions about. Shop the store. It's full for Christmas, and the boutique is full for gifts. Lots of different things that can be found here.
Pretty much guaranteed you'll leave with some great ideas. Well, I hope you enjoyed seeing what the Elements design team can do. Shop the Elements in Storm Lake and Ankeny. 5 years running now, best of house and international website for designers and consumers alike. Like us on Facebook, visit us at elementsbyksorby.com, and have a wonderful holiday season. The preceding was a paid promotional announcement for the Elements in Storm Lake.